Well, we'll have to see. You would think they want to treat this as a clean slate. They're moving forward. We're thinking about the future. We brought a great crew of players in. Apparently, according to GM Brad Treliving, there's a lot of competition out there, minimal spots to be had. However, of course, the first day of training camp at the Ford Performance Center in Etobicoke, a lot of the questions were about, what are you going to do without Mitch Marner, who they traded to the Las Vegas Golden Knights in exchange for Nicholas Waugh. And there's been a couple other players that have added to the team. I'll talk about them in a second. But it seems like Coach Craig Berube wants to move on. He told reporters that, honestly, he says he's glad he doesn't have to hear the term core four anymore. Because when you talk about since they drafted Mitch Marner 10 years ago, which is amazing to think about. They did great in the regular season, but their playoff success was minimal. Last year, of course, they punched their ticket to the second round for the first time in a while, only to face the eventual Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Took them to 7, the only team to actually do that. But they got embarrassed at home, losing 6-1. So we heard from GM Brad Treliving about the new crop of players they're bringing in, as well as Mitch Marner's buddy, his go-to guy, Austin Matthews, about heading into the new season.
If you just look at our roster right now, there's more bodies than there is seats, right? So that to me is a good thing, right? A lot of times, and let's be honest, you can write in some of the names. We know who the names are, but a lot of times you'll come into camp and all the seats are full. There's competition, and yeah, if you can help us win, if you're 20 or 35, we don't really care what your birth certificate says. If you can help us win, you're going to get an opportunity.
For myself, over the last couple of years, and I think this summer especially, I think you kind of look internally at what's maybe working for you, what hasn't worked. I've always kind of enjoyed different challenges of going into the summer and change, whether it's routine, workout style, stuff like that on ice. So, I think it's just kind of as the season goes along, being able to manage that. I mean, it's a pretty condensed season, similar to, the COVID year with the Olympics and all that. But the main focus right now is obviously camp.
This is Coach Craig Berube's second year. He's all about bringing that aggressiveness. So they brought Nicholas Roy. He's 6'4", big dude. Dakota Johnson, 6'3", played with Coach in St. Louis. And as well as Matthias Michelli and Michael Pizzetta, who is from Toronto. So, yeah, they brought in 4 guys, losing Mitch. We'll see how it all pans out. Puck drop for the first regular season game, October 8th against the Montreal Canadiens at home. Back to you guys.
Okay, joining us live from the newsroom, CP24's Phil Perkins.